Hello everybody, this is Deidre with Paper Crafts and Planners, and I have a new toy. It's a toy I've been looking at for, I don't know, 2 months now. I think I saw the video a couple months ago that We Are Memory Keepers did of this Slimline Punchboard. Now, I have been making a lot of Slimline and mini Slimline cards. And the problem I'm having is the envelopes. I would order envelopes and specifically say non-security envelopes, and sometimes Amazon would send me some. The picture looked like they weren't security envelopes, but they come and have that ugly blue lining. Also, when I would go to just Walmart, my local Walmart, they would only have the security envelopes in those sizes. You know what I'm talking about. The inside has the blue lining that's so ugly. Here, I have one right here. And you don't want to give a handmade card in one of these. So I thought that I would see about making my own matching Slimline and mini Slimline envelopes. So I have the punch board. I haven't made anything with it. The only thing I've done is cut the paper to the size that they tell you need. And we're going to make this together and see how easy it is. Okay, so this was just the little decor that came with the packaging. And you can see the envelopes are turned 2 different ways. So that's fun. I really like that. And here's the instruction sheet that came folded up in there. Just one side in a few different languages. And I've cut the pieces the way they said. I also cut another piece to go on the front of this card so that I could do coordinating. So let's put the mini Slimline aside. And this first one we're going to do is the regular Slimline. And it has, the instructions are the same, but the sizes of the pieces of paper are different. So it says I need a piece of paper that's 7 by 8.5. Now, honestly, making a card base is really not that big a deal. I mean, it's very easy to do. Let me get of course, they have the scoring tool in all of the We Are Memory Keepers, and they color coordinate. So to make the card base, it's 7 by 8.5. We line it all the way up to the top. And up at the top here, it says card score line, envelope score line. I know you probably can't see that because it's not a color. It's just sort of engraved into the board here. So I know that this one is the card score line. So we're going to take and go all the way down. And I like to kind of do it lightly and a couple of times. Now this is, I want to say an 80-pound weight card base. So also when I make card bases, I usually take the side of whatever I did and I line it up. So I push it all the way over like that, and then I will go and do this. Also, when you're doing your cards, when you're cutting these big, or even the mini Slimline, you know you have an 8.5 by 11 piece of paper. Something I've learned that makes things easier. Go and try to fold it, and you're going to see there's one way that it, like this way, does not want to fold as easily as this direction on this particular paper. So I know the way I want to fold it is this way. So even though this was 8.5, this is not the side I want to fold. I want to fold a 7-inch side. So even though this is 8.5, I cut this at 7 and then this at 8.5 so that it would fold on the part that's not going to crack the paper as easily, if that makes sense. It will when you start making card bases. So there you go. When you do that and you line up in the corner and then you do this, you know that it's going to line up and you're not going to get that weird, you know, because you've done this score here, it's got a little crease and it gives some extra room to it. And so sometimes it won't line up exactly. Anyway, hopefully that makes sense. Okay, the envelope size that they had me cut is 9 by 11.5. So 9 by 11.5. And we're going to put the 9-inch side up at the top. That's what it says. And this isn't lining up exactly in the corner, right? Mine isn't lining up exactly. Oh, there we go. Maybe it was just caught on something. Okay, we're going to put this down, align paper to left and top raised edged, and trim along track with blade. So there is a blade in here, and I have some other scoreboards, so it shouldn't be. You see how the blade's here, and then this circle goes in the track. Or goes, let's see, goes right there in the track. And you're going to move this along like that. And then you're going to have a piece that comes out that you just cut out. There we go. Oh, and we're going to score this while it's up here. Okay, I should have done that. So put it back here, and we're going to score down this line. And of course you could score before or after you cut. It doesn't really matter. And then we're going to score across this line. There we go. And now we're going to lift track and score horizontal and vertical envelope score lines. Okay, we did that. Rotate paper and repeat steps 2 and 3 for all remaining sides. So let's flip this. Do that again. And let's start at the beginning there. It kind of curves along the line, so it feels a little awkward because it's kind of almost spinning while you're doing it. Okay, we're going to lift the track up, and then we're going to score. It's weird because you cannot really see the score line. It would probably help if I were to remove that, and I'm going to do that. I think it helps if you remove this little piece because then you can see the score line a lot better. Okay, so we're going to score down and score across. There we go. Okay, now we're going to take this side, line it up, put our blade back in. Okay, lift it up, take this piece out, and oops, it didn't cut quite on that corner. User error, I'm sure. Where's the blade? There we go. Just get down. I didn't go all the way around there, I don't think. Okay, I'm going to lift it up, and we are going to score here. Oh, well, it is already scored, but it didn't get all the way down to this end because this paper, so we're going to go ahead and meet that other score line. And hopefully our score lines are meeting. That would be nice, right? Okay, then we're going to flip this and do the same thing. And I think it's going to be very important with this that you cut your paper exactly. And I also have a new small paper trimmer I'm using. And so let's hope my paper was cut exactly. I tried it out cutting these papers for the first time. I wanted more of a little desktop paper trimmer because the one I have is, I love it, but it is huge. And so it can kind of be a pain. Okay, we have everything cut. Let's put our pieces back and see what it says to do next. Oh, I think we're going to need this scoring tool. So now we're going to go ahead and fold all of our pieces. And I'm not sure which one I want on the outside. We'll see here in a second what looks better. And I'm going to kind of do this again so we get a nice crisp. And we'll see how well I cut my paper in just a second, if things are lining up or not. Doesn't look too bad. And then we have the ends. Okay, now you get to make a decision, I believe, because you have 2 different ways you can make these envelopes. So I can do it like this, and then here's my top flap, so I have it opening like this, or I can do like this. I'm just looking at the picture, and I can do a flap up there, and I think both are super cute. And because I scored this, I could do it the other way. I could have the green on the outside. I love doing these kinds of things with double-sided paper because I think it's just so much more fun to, when you're open, you see inside the envelope and there's another print that coordinates with your card. Okay, so here is the regular Slimline. Let's go ahead and do the mini Slimline. Now, it had me cut the mini Slimline card base at, let's see, what did it say again? At 7 by 6. So that means I'm going to have a 3.5 by 6 inch card. I'm not a huge fan of that size, but I'm sure the reason they did that is because of where this track is. And so they didn't have to put too many, different score lines in. I'm sure that's the reasoning, because I prefer to do 6.5 by 6 1/4 and then score the 6.5 side, so I have 3 1/4 by 6 1/4 inch card, which may still look, I have a couple of them sitting around here, and I may try them in the envelope when I'm done to see if that works with the envelope that we're going to be making. Okay, so there is the 3.5 by 6 inch card base, and here is the piece of paper I cut that is 9 by 9, so it's not going to matter which way we put it in. Let's do this first. Yeah, I can see that I'm not getting right into the corner. Well, that is. So maybe I cut my paper a little bit off. So we will see. Okay, so we're going to do the same thing again. We're going to try to get all the way to the edge this time. I don't want to leave anything hanging. Okay, we'll remove this piece, lift this up, and we're going to score this line, the envelope score line. And then we're going to go this way. And you don't need to go all the way to the end because a lot of this is going to be cut off. So let's flip it. Isn't this paper pretty? This is a really old Close to My Heart collection, and I had like 2 or 3 sheets of it left. Sometimes I hoard collections, like there's never going to be pretty paper ever again. I don't know why I do it. But this is very spring, and I'm getting ready to do a lot of Easter and spring cards. So I pulled it out. All right, let's score down here. And then across. Okay, let's do the other side. This is really easy and fun. I think I'm going to be making a lot of envelopes. And what's nice, if you have a collection like this and you make the envelopes ahead of time and you are ready to go. I love when I go on Close to My Heart and I can order bulk paper as a maker with Close to My Heart. So if I have, you know, I want to make Christmas cards, I can order 1 sheet out of a collection in bulk. And I love doing that. So I can make all the matching cards. Okay. And let's flip it this way. Line it up in the corner. Do our last cut. Did I start over here like I wanted to? I think so. All right. I don't really think I need to do this line again. I can see it really plainly. And this goes all the way down to the end of this envelope. So let's do, I think it would be pretty to do actually the floral inside. Even though it's the prettiest of the patterns, I think it's kind of nice for that to be peeking out from the inside. And maybe you want to do the card front with the same floral. So how do I want to do this? Do I want to have it like that? That shows a lot more of the floral, but I also think it's so pretty, this one like this. And then here's the card, and see, I cut another piece so you can see I could decorate my card. But if you cut a 3 by 6, no, what is this again? So you have to cut, so normally I would use a 3 by 6 piece to decorate the front, but you're going to have to do a little bit different. Like, let's see, it's 6, so you're going to need 5 3/4 by like 3. So it's going to be a little bit different. But anyway, so this fits in here perfectly. Let's see one of my other slimlines that I've made that are, I've got a couple sitting here, I think, that from my last video, that are, you know, they're the standard size I like to make. I mean, the envelope's going to be a little bit bigger, but not really. I mean, look at that. There's a little bit of room on the sides, but I think this works nicely for this too. You can put some extra dimension in your card and not have to worry about it. So I like that. So I think I'm going to really enjoy using this. I'm working on a video right now with an Easter collection from Doodlebug Designs, and I think I'm going to have to make some matching envelopes for my cards. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. I will link to this below. I know they have it on scrapbook.com at a really good price, and HSN maybe had a good price at one time. Whether they do or not, I do not know right now, but I will find the best price and I will link it to you below. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. Happy crafting.